Hi, welcome to NicheCraft. My name is Cassie and I'm your host, and today is Granny Square Sunday and I am going to be teaching you how to make this Lilyan's lace square. Alright, so just wanted to give mad props to one of my subscribers. One of my subscribers, Midge Vieter, just gave me the most brilliant idea. And I mean, it's so simple that you would think that I would think of it before. But anyway, I don't know if you've noticed, but when I do my tutorials, sometimes my hands go off to the side or whatever and things aren't focused in. Well, she said that some YouTubers put an X or some kind of symbol right here so they know where their hands should be when they're crocheting. I mentioned it in my Feature Friday, and I made a joke about it, and I might have hurt her feelings, and I didn't mean to, because I was like trying to like kind of make fun of myself, but it ended up sounding like I was like, I don't know what it sounded like, but I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like, thanks so much. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what mine is. Look, it's a little heart. It's a yellow heart. How easy is that? You know, it's not going to zoom in perfectly, but as long as my hands are right there, I know you guys are going to be able to see my tutorials, so that is a huge help. And like I said, it's so simple, but yeah. Anyway, so we are learning Lilyan's lace square according to this book, and this book is the Granny Square book, 2nd edition. Okay, I did review this book on my channel, so you might want to check that out. It's available on Amazon, okay? And I'm only teaching this square to you because I think it's a really pretty square, and it's from this book, and I don't want you guys to think that I made this up myself, okay? I do have things I've made up myself, but this is definitely not one of them. This is a beginner level square. You need to know how to chain, how to slip stitch, which I'll show you how to chain and slip stitch, okay? You need to know the single crochet, the double crochet, and the half double crochet. So it might sound like it's hard, but it really isn't, I promise. It's very, very easy. It's got 5 rows to it, and I'm going to teach you, okay? So the first part, I guess you could call this the 6th row, but it's just where you make the circle in the middle. The first thing that you do is that you chain 6 and then you join with a slip stitch to form a ring. And I'm going to just zoom in a little bit so you can see how to chain. So I've got this slip knot on my hook. Okay, I'm going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I've got 6 chains. Now I'm going to take this crochet hook and I'm going to put it into that first stitch, okay? And I'm going to take my the working end of my yarn. This is called the tail, and this is the working end, okay? This is the one that's connected to the rest of the ball or the skein or the hank or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna pull a loop through, but instead of doing anything else, I'm gonna pull it through that loop, okay? And that is called a slip stitch. All right, so round 1. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This counts as your first double crochet, all right? Now we're going to put 15 double crochets in this ring, and you do that by yarning over, putting your hook into that ring, okay? Pulling a loop through. You've got 3 loops on your hook, pulling through 2 and pulling through 2 again. There's your first double crochet. And you're going to do this 15 times so that including this, you have 16 double crochets in here, okay? I'm going to just do it a couple more times and then I'm going to go off camera. So this would be 2. That's the second. Okay. This would be 3. Okay, and I'm going to continue doing this until I've double crocheted 15 times, okay? I'll meet you there. All right, so I have, if you want to count it like right here, I'm going to get some scissors here and use them as a pointer. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then this chain 3 is 16, okay? So I have 16 stitches there, all right? So the next thing that we're going to do is in this chain 3 space, we are going to slip stitch into this to close that ring, okay? And then we are done with that first round. Now your tail here, you can pull on it to see if you can tighten this ring, okay, if you want. Didn't tighten mine too much. There is a different way to make this ring. It's called the magic ring, but I'm not teaching that in this because this is a beginner level and I just want to make sure I keep it on the beginner level, okay? So now we are ready for round 2, okay? So in round 2, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now remember how we chained 3 and that counted as the first double crochet in this ring? This chain 5 counts as the first double crochet, which is the chain of 3, plus 2 chains, okay? So that's what that means. So we've got that here. And what we're going to do next is that we are going to double crochet, okay, into 1, okay, into the next stitch. We double crochet in the next stitch, and then we chain 2, okay, then we go into the next stitch and we double crochet into that stitch, okay, and we chain 2, and we keep doing that in every single stitch until the very last stitch. And I'll show you how to complete this work after we come to the second to the last stitch, okay? And we can meet back there. Remember, do a double crochet and chain 2 into each one of these. What we're basically doing is we're going to end with 16 again, 16 around, only they're going to be kind of sticking out like this, okay? So we're basically making it bigger by adding those chain spaces, okay? And right now it's still supposed to be a circle. We have not turned this into a square yet, all right? So keep chaining 2 and double crocheting until you hit the second to last stitch, and I will meet you back there, all right? Okay, see you there. All right, so I've zoomed out just a little bit because this has gotten a little bit bigger, and I put that double crochet into that last stitch. Next, we're going to only chain 1 this time. All right, and then we are going to find that third chain, right, which is right here, and then you're going to, instead of slip stitching, you're going to single crochet into this, into that, okay? You see that? So let me just show you again. All right, so you put 1 double crochet in there, okay? And this is that double crochet right here, all right? And then, you see that? Then you chain 1 instead of chaining 2. And then you count up 1, 2, 3 into that third chain, okay? And you put a single crochet there. And that's how we begin our next round, okay? And to count, to make sure that you have the right amount, we are going to be working in the chain spaces now. So you're going to need to count this to make sure there's 16 spaces, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 spaces, all right? Okay, so we're at the beginning of round 3. The first thing that we do is we chain 3. 1, 2, 3, okay? And then we double crochet into this chain space right here. This is going to form half of our corner, okay? The other corner is going to be formed right here when we come back around. Okay, so what we do this round is that we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet into the next 3 spaces, okay? And we are going to chain 2 in between them, okay? Chain 2, 1, 2, 1 single crochet in the next space, so that's the second space. Now we chain 2, 1, 2, 1 single crochet in the next space, okay? All right, and then we chain 2, and now we're at our next corner, so we're turning this circle into a square. So our next corner is going to be made into this space right here. Our corner is 1 double crochet. Actually, our corner is 2 double crochets. So we do 1, 2 double crochets. Before we were doing just single crochets, okay? And then we chain 3. Our corners are chain 3 corners. And then we do 2 more double crochets into the same space, okay? Okay, so I'm going to put this down so that you can see. Here's the corner here. This is half of a corner. So we're going to be making the next side, making a corner, and on and on. So I'm going to just keep here with you during this whole round so that we can make sure that we do them all. Okay, so we chain 2 again, and then we put a single crochet into the next 3 spaces. 1, chain 2, 2, chain 2, 3, okay, 1, 2, 3. This is our next corner, so we're going to chain 2, then we're going to put 2 double crochets into this, okay, and we chain 2, and then we put 2 double crochets back into that corner space right there. All right, gonna make sure as a rogue cat hair got into my square. Okay, so we've got 1 corner here, 1 corner here. This is a half a corner here. Next, we chain 2, and we put 1 single crochet separated by 2 chain 2 spaces into each one of these next 3 spaces. Okay, so there's the first single crochet, chain 2. There's the second single crochet, chain 2. There's the next single crochet, chain 2, and now we're back to 1, 2, 3, our corner space right here. So we do a double crochet twice to finish out this side. Okay, and then we do 3 chains for our corner, and then we put 2 more double crochets in for the next side. And I don't know about you, but for me this is a good time to get out some more slack from my yarn ball. All right, there we go. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3 corners, and this is half of a corner right there, okay? So we're almost done with this row, or with this round. Okay, so we chain 2, we put a single crochet into this space, and chain 2, there's the second single crochet, and then chain 2, and then we have the next single crochet here. All right, so now we're back in at this first corner that we first started. Okay, so I'm almost done with the third round, and I just want to make sure that you understand how to do this part because it's a little bit weird, but it's what the book says and I'm just going by the book. What you're supposed to do is see how our first double crochets were put in here, okay, and one of those is a chain 3 and the other one's a double crochet, okay. What we're supposed to do is we're supposed to put 2 more double crochets here. Okay, this is forming our last corner. So we did 1/2 of this, and now we're doing the second half now, okay? And then what you do, how you finish this, it's a little bit different than the way we normally finish our squares, okay? Look at that, isn't that a pretty square so far? Okay, we chain 1, and then we count up that third 1, 2, 3, that third chain in our first chain 3, okay? And we half double crochet into that to form that corner. Isn't that interesting? That's how you're supposed to do it. So now we are done with row 3. All right? I think that's an interesting way of joining, but it works. All right? So round 4, and we are doing 5 rounds, so we're almost done. Okay, we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, all right, and then we put 1 double crochet into the first space that's right here. Okay, 1 double crochet is put into there, and that is a half of a corner. The other half we're going to do when we come back around here. Okay, now we're going to chain 2 and put a single crochet into the next 4 instead of 3, okay? So it's almost exactly like last round, only you do it 4 times instead of 3 times, and that's only because the square's getting bigger, all right? So I'm going to chain 2 again, then I'm going to put a single crochet there, so that's the second single crochet. I'm going to chain 2 again, all right? And I'm going to put another single crochet in this chain 2 space right here. And I'm going to do another chain 2. So we've done it 1, 2, 3. So the 4th one is right here. Now when we come to these corners though, we're going to chain 2 just like normal. Only we're going to put, again, we're going to put 2 double crochets and then chain 3 and then 2 double crochets into this corner, okay? So 1, 2, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we put 1, 2, and we have made our first full corner because we've just got a half corner there. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to chain 2, put a single crochet into that space, chain 2, put a single crochet. You do that 4 times for each side, and then when you hit that corner you put 2 double crochets, chain 3, 2 double crochets. I'm going to meet you back over here to join the corners together. All right? Oh, this is looking really good too. Okay, so I'll meet you back at the beginning of round 5. Okay? All right, guys. Hopefully your square looks the same as mine. If it doesn't, that's okay. Just go back and rewatch the last round or whichever round got you hung up, and we'll make it better, all right? And of course, if you think any of this instructions weren't clear, go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll fix it, okay? Because I want to make sure you guys get this. So I've made my last single crochet, my last single crochet here, and I chained 2, and now we're in this corner that we've got half of it done, and the other half we don't have done. So what we're supposed to do here is we're supposed to put 2 double crochets into this corner space, okay, and then we chain 1, and then we do that thing that they told us to do in the other one. We count 1, 2, 3. That's where we're going to put our stitch. What we're going to do is we're going to do a half double crochet into this stitch, and it just magically works. I'm not going to pretend like I know how it works. It just does. See? Isn't that amazing? I mean, this is something that I learned today, okay? And this is supposed to be a beginner. This is supposed to be a beginner square, so I'm learning just like you guys are. So, we are on the very last round, okay? Are you guys ready? You guys can totally do this. It's very, very easy. So the first thing you do with this round is that you chain 3 again. And I'll tell you something that might help you kind of think about this last round. Everything is a double crochet, okay? So we've chained 3, and that counts as a first double crochet. Next, we're going to put 2 more double crochets into this half of a corner right here, okay? For a total of 3 double crochets in that corner, okay? Now, we are going to chain 1 and put 2 double crochets into the chain space, okay? There's 2. All right, chain 1, put 2 double crochets into the next space. Okay, so it's just like the last time, only we're doing it with double crochets instead of single crochets. And this is what finishes out our square. Okay, and we're chaining 1 instead of chaining 2. Okay, put 2 double crochets into the next space here. I seriously love this idea about keeping this little heart here in the middle. It's helped me so much. It's seriously so brilliant. Okay, you chain 1, you put 2 double crochets in that space too, as well. Alright, so if you can tell, we're about to get to this corner, okay? I just want to show you. So we've done this 4 times. We're going to do it a 5th time, okay? And then we're going to be in the corner. Chain 1, put 2 double crochets in that space right before the corner, okay? Now we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to chain 1, that now we're in that corner. So we're going to put 3 double crochets into the corner spaces. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and in this granny square, we've got 3 chains makes our corners. Okay, then we put 3 again in the other side, because as always we have the corners and then we've got the sides. And so this part is part of this side. Then we've got that corner there, and now this part is part of this side. So we put 3 double crochets into this part for the next side. And then I think you guys could probably figure the rest of this out, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with you for one more side, and you just do this on every single side. You chain 1, and then you put a double crochet in each one of these spaces, okay? And there should be 5 spaces that you do this. So there's 2 double crochets. All right, then you chain 1, and you put 2 double crochets in the next space. Chain 1, put 2 double crochets in the next space. Just making our way down here. You chain, got 1, 2 more, okay? Chain 1, put 2 double crochets in the next space. do it again. Chain 1, 2 double crochets into the next space here. Okay, let's see. It's really starting to look like it's supposed to at the very end there, huh? And now we chain 1 more, and now we're back at that corner. So we put 3 double crochets into the corners. That's the only difference between the corner and the sides. Well, the 3 double crochets counts as this side, but in the corner space we put 3 double crochets, and then we chain 3 for the corner. So we have to create that corner. When we're making a square, we have the corners and then we have the sides. And I know that that's very rudimentary, but it helps me remember why I have to do that. And now we're going to put 3 more double crochets in here. And I bet you guys can take it from there. And I'll meet you back at the end. In just a minute, I'm going to tell you exactly what you're supposed to do here. Okay, so you're going to chain 1 and put 2 double crochets in each one of these spaces until you get to this corner. You put 3 double crochets in the corner, chain 3 double crochets in the next side, and you come across doing the same thing, and I'll show you how to finish off right here, okay? All right, I will see you when I get there. All right, so I am at the very end. And look at how pretty this granny square is. Isn't that beautiful? So this is Lilyan's lace square. So the very end is you've got the 3 double crochets just like you had at the other side of the corner, okay? And what you do is you chain 1 and then you do the same kind of weird trick that I've been showing you each time. You yarn over and put the crochet hook in. You count 1, 2, 3. This is the space that we're going to put that crochet hook into. You pull up a loop. You've got 3 loops on your hook, and then you do that half double crochet right through there, and that finishes off that square. I don't know how it works. It's like magic for me. Like seriously, it's like magic for me. So the next thing you do is you pull that string through, and then you give it a snip here. Okay, and just in case you don't know how to weave in your ends, I'm going to show you how using a darning needle. Okay, so just let me get that. Got one. Got some. I thought I saw some that were just lying out here. Oh, there it is. It just went underneath. And so you just take this and you put it through here. There are some yarn threaders I've seen before, but I find that I don't really have that much problem. So this is there's a right side and a wrong side. The right side is this side, okay? And the wrong side just looks a little less attractive, okay? So I have this threaded, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down here right underneath those 3, and I'm gonna pull that through. Okay, so I've got it through there. Now I'm going to weave it in right here. Okay, so I've got to put my yarn back through this darning needles. I got a little bit too aggressive there. I was excited about showing you guys how to weave in your ends. And of course I just frayed it. But what you can do here, I'm going to use these are my better scissors. What you can do is we can just kind of snip it off. Because I typically make my tails really long so I can make sure I can hide them real well. I'm just going to go underneath these here. Alright. And that's enough for me. I'm going to snip it now. And pull on that fabric. Just kind of disappears behind there. You can't see any difference. And then you take this one. And I already kind of crocheted around it anyway, but I just want to show you what you can do with this one. Gosh, this is a big tail. I didn't mean to make it that big. So what I typically do with the tails is that I go underneath this circle, and I just put that needle through there until I've gone about halfway around from where I started. And you can just hide this right behind all of those stitches in the round there. You can give a little tug on it. If it's real big like mine, that's not going to go anywhere. And snip it, pull that tight so it just kind of disappears. And there we have a beautiful lacy granny square. Look how pretty that is. Ooh, it's so pretty. This is called Lilyan's Lace Square, and it's in this book, the Granny Square book, 2nd edition, okay? You can get this. It's by Margaret Hubert. You can get this on Amazon, okay? I live in Arkansas, so I cannot be an Amazon affiliate, but I will, I'll put a link to this book in my description, but it's not an affiliate link. It's just an Amazon link, a normal Amazon link. I don't get anything for it if you guys click on it, but it'll show you this book. And if you want to look at a review of this book, I flip through a few pages and I show you some of the granny squares I like the best. I also have that on my channel as well. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this granny square. It's a really pretty granny square considering that it's a beginner level. You kind of got to tug on it to make it nice and square, but that can be taken care of once you have all of your squares and then you want to connect them together. That'll take care of itself because you'll be connecting them together that way. And I will do a video on how to connect granny squares eventually. I'm just trying to get the basics down right now. Okay, guys? That said, thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. Please make sure that you tell me if I'm doing a good job. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed this. I have tons of yarn content and crochet content. I post videos just about every day. I have a giveaway going on right now for April, and pretty soon I'm going to put up another giveaway for May. So you're going to want to make sure you subscribe and hit that bell, because that'll make sure that you will know every time I post a giveaway. My giveaways are pretty big, so you're probably going to want to make sure that you've signed up for those giveaways. And you can win some beautiful, beautiful yarn from that. And thank you again. Really appreciate you guys, and I will see you again with another video. Thank you again. Bye bye.